So I put some questions together because I've had a lot of people messaging me and emailing me about just anything and everything to do with LuLaRoe, and I thought that it would be cool to just do a quick Q&A session. And then I'll also take this and I'll put it on YouTube so that people can reference it later. But these are just different questions that I've gotten from different people, and I thought I would just make a video so that everybody could find everything all in one place. So first question is, how long have I been a LuLaRoe consultant and why did I join? So I joined LuLaRoe. I turned in my paperwork in the middle of January, and I heard about LuLaRoe through a really close friend of mine that started selling, and it was really just perfect timing with when she told me about the company. I had been feeling like there was just something else for me. I wasn't feeling very fulfilled in my work anymore. And I had just gotten married, and I know that when I do have kids, I want to be able to have the option to stay home with them. I don't know for sure that I would go the stay-at-home mom route, but I at least want to be able to have the option. And so when my friend told me about the company, I thought that it was really cool, and but when I found out how much it was and I told my husband, he was like, absolutely not, we do not have that kind of money. And so I just started praying about it, and I knew that if I was supposed to do it, that the Lord would give me away. And I stopped bugging my husband about it. Ladies, it is never good to ask your husband something over and over again, because then it just turns into nagging. But I stopped bugging him about it so much, and I just started praying, and I handed it over completely to the Lord. And literally as soon as I stopped asking him about it, he came to me and he said that he had peace, and that he thought that this was going to be a really good opportunity for me. So that is why I joined. Next question, how many hours do you put into LuLaRoe a week? So this is really interesting because I have a full-time job on top of working LuLaRoe. I know that a lot of consultants are doing this full-time and, raising a family, so my situation is a little different. But so I work a full-time job, like 40 to 50 hours a week. Very busy job, and I work almost an hour away, so it's like probably 12 hours out of my day that's taken up with my full-time job. Aside from that, I spend probably, like during the week, I probably spend 3 to 4 hours on LuLaRoe on top of my full-time job, and that's just answering questions that people have. It's on Facebook, posting things on Facebook, posting periscopes. So yeah, 4 to 5 hours a day, I would say. And I have to actually tell myself that I have to put my phone down so that I actually get to spend time with my family and not be focused on my phone all the time. Okay. But aside from that, I have pop-ups take anywhere from 4 to 5 hours just with packing everything up, going to the pop-up. The pop-ups last 2 hours, and then, tearing everything down and coming back home. So, since I've joined, I have tried to aim for 2 to 3 pop-ups a week. So, if you count all of that up, it's another full-time job. I'm probably working 40 hours a week on LuLaRoe. But like I've said before, whatever you put into something in the beginning is what you're going to get out of it in the end. And I know that I want to make LuLaRoe more long term. This is not like a hobby for me. This is not a side gig. This is something that I want for my future and for my family. And so I don't mind putting in the hours right now. I know that the longer that I do this, I won't have to work as much. Next question. What are your best sellers? So, of course, leggings. Everybody's crazy about the leggings. But aside from the leggings, I would say that the Irmas are definitely a very big seller. Probably every single party that I have, I come out with selling Irmas the most. And then it's kind of weird because some parties I'll sell a lot of Cassies. Some parties I don't sell any Cassies. Some parties I'll sell a lot of Nicole's. Some parties I don't sell any Nicole's. Okay. Don't like the language. So it really just depends. Every single party's different and the client base is always completely different. Next question. What has been the hardest part so far? So, the hardest part for me has been, I would say, balancing LuLaRoe with my full-time job. Like I said, my full-time job requires a lot from me, and I'm going to give anything that I do my all, and so I work 150% for my full-time position. I haven't let it hinder my full-time position at all, because as long as I am working there, I'm going to give it my best. But it definitely has been a transition. My husband works out of town every week, Monday to Friday, and so the weekends are pretty much our time to be able to spend together. And since I've been doing this, I'm gone on the weekends a lot for parties, and so that's probably been the hardest thing. But like I said, the longer that I'm at this, the easier that will get. So how many parties do you have a week? I think that I just said that. I try to have 2 to 3 parties a week. Definitely not more than 3 parties. How many pieces did you start out with? So this is really fun to talk about. There are a lot of spammers on here today. I'm sorry for the people that actually are watching this because they're interested. So how many pieces did I start out with? I started out with 340 pieces. When you join LuLaRoe, you get to pick from 3 different packages, and depending on the package that you choose, there's a certain amount of free items that you get. So I paid for 300 items, and then I got 40 items free. The packages are the best way to go, because those 40 items that you get for free, you're obviously going to make 100% profit on those right out the gate. So when I first joined, I did a ton of research. I messaged veteran consultants that had been in the business for a long time. I watched a ton of YouTube videos, and I followed different people on Periscope. My chest is really red from scratching. So I did a lot of research, and everybody said that before you go with a lot of different styles, that you need to go deep. So before you go wide in your inventory, you need to go deep with your inventory. So I started out with probably 6 to 7 different styles, and I've added 1 or 2 since then. However, I have tripled my inventory. I've used every bit of my profit since I first started to help grow my business deep. So from 340 pieces of inventory all the way up to I'm now at 900 pieces, which is absolutely insane. I feel like my house is gonna just explode one day and clothes are gonna go everywhere in my front yard. But the reason that you want to grow your inventory deep before wide is because the more options that you have at parties, the more that people are going to buy, because there's going to be a lot of different variety. Instead of having like only 2 or 3 different skirts into my size, I've tried to get it to where I have at least 10 items in every single size, in every single style across my entire shop. And I have noticed that it's worked out well. So all the advice that I saw from different people when I researched, it definitely helped. So again, 340 pieces all the way up to 900. Yes, I have a ton of extra small. Is there something specific or just extra small in general? Like, is there a specific style in extra small? Leggings. So we don't have extra small leggings. We have one size and tall and curvy. The one size leggings fit sizes 0 to 12, 10 to 12, and then the tall and curvy leggings fit sizes 12 to like 22, 24. But yes, I have a lot of one size leggings in stock. Okay, so next question. Are you actually making profit? Yes, I'm definitely making profit. Like I said earlier, I've put every single penny that I've made into my business back into my business to help grow. And so the past couple of weeks, I've gotten to the place where I don't want to grow my inventory anymore. I want to actually start being able to make money. And so that has been very, very nice. Next question, should your sponsor be local? So I do not have any direct reports yet, and I'm hoping to expand my team very soon. I definitely want to expand my team, and if you're watching, if you're interested and want to know more about becoming a consultant, you can definitely message me and I'll help you make the best decision for you in your life. But should your sponsor be local? I don't know if I have a specific answer to that question. I mean, I feel like everybody's situation is different and everybody joins under people for different reasons. I am very happy with having my sponsor very close to me. She lives very close to me, and in the beginning when I first started, it's kind of harder because you've got to wait to sell things to make money to then buy more. And so it starts out kind of slow, and just having her there with me to support me and, you know, give me some leggings if I was out or give me some Irmas if I was out, really helped, as opposed to having her in another state. It would have been a lot harder. So I think that it just depends on the amount of attention that you want to get from your sponsor. Next question, is it possible to be a consultant and have a full-time job? I talked about that at the beginning of this broadcast. It definitely is possible. I think that if you put your mind to something, if you're serious about it, you can do anything that you set your mind to. If I can work as much as I'm working right now, then anybody can. I'll also say that I don't have any kids, and so not having any kids has helped me tremendously, because I'm getting my business going before I have children, so that I don't have to try and balance, you know, having a little baby or a newborn at the same time. So that has been a major positive. Next question. What is something that you would tell someone that's just now joining that you wish you knew when you started in the beginning? So I honestly don't have a lot of regrets, and that is because when I joined under a close friend who had just joined as well, and so she kind of walked me through the process, and she told me a lot of the do's and don'ts, so I didn't have to learn the hard way on a lot of things. I would say that if there was anything that I did regret, it would be me getting an accountant from the very beginning. And I know I've only been in this for a couple of months now, so I still have plenty of time to get that set up. But LuLaRoe, the social aspect and just going to the pop-ups and being on Facebook and, trying to create relationships with your customers, it takes a lot of time. And I'm a very organized person. I'm a very numbers-driven person. I have Excel spreadsheets for everything. But I have found that it's been very hard to do the bookkeeping side of my business. And, I've told people you really have to change your mindset. You really have to shift your focus from this being like a little side gig to an actual business. There is so much that's involved in this business that I don't think that I realized in the beginning. Shipping, choosing shipping vendors, figuring out the cheapest way to ship items, the shipping supplies, the different supplies that you need for your pop-ups, taking pictures for online sales, just anything like that. There's a lot more to it than people see on the surface. So I would definitely recommend for anybody that's looking at getting into this, if you're super organized and you want to do it yourself, then more power to you. If you can do that, then definitely do that. But for me, I think because of my full-time job, so I would definitely recommend getting some sort of an accountant or a CPA to help you, that you can give them all of the bookkeeping part of your business and they can manage that from month to month. It's definitely worth the money. Okay, so how often do you order? I order after every single pop-up. So in the beginning when I was trying to grow my business, I ordered, when I first started, I would order 3 or 4 pieces for every single item that I sold. So if I sold an extra small Irma, when I went back in and when I restocked that extra small Irma, I would buy 3 or 4 extra small Irmas, and that's the way that I grew my inventory very quickly. So after every single pop-up, I keep track of every item that's sold, and then I just go back in and I order those items, and so that's like 2 or 3 times a week. And so I've gotten to the place now where I constantly have shipments that are coming in. I will note that in order to stay active with LuLaRoe, you have to order at least 33 pieces a month, which is kind of a joke now, because in the beginning I was kind of worried, okay, what if I put all of this money into this business and nobody buys from me and I've got to order pieces and I don't have any money to order them with. 33 pieces, at my launch party, I sold almost 70 pieces. So just at that one party, I sold double the amount of pieces that I needed to buy from LuLaRoe in order to stay active. So you will not have that problem. I totally understand the hesitation and the concern around that, but you're joining this company for a reason, and you have to be confident in the brand, and I promise you will not have an issue with ordering 33 pieces. All of the orders that I make on a week-to-week basis, I've made orders of up to 150 pieces since I've joined, so 33 pieces isn't an issue at all. How many racks did you have when you started? So I had 4 racks, and 4 racks left me enough room to be able to move things around and not have things so crammed in. Since then, I've actually bought another double rack, and so I have 3 double racks. They both have 2 rods on them, and so technically I have 6 racks. I'm actually trying to get rid of that 3rd rack for now because I just don't think that it's really necessary at this point. I thought that it would be, but me and my husband are talking about putting like building shelves into the room that I have all of my LuLaRoe stuff in to hang stuff up with, so I won't need racks sitting in my house with all of my inventory on it all the time. And then my last question is, what is your long-term goal? And I've said this several times at in different videos, but basically my long-term goal right now is, well, my first long-term goal was just to break even and pay off my initial investment. I wanted to completely pay that off so that my husband would not have a heart attack, and we wouldn't have that debt looming over us. My second goal is to help us pay off all of my school loans. When I got married, I brought a lot of school loans into my marriage, and my husband did not have any, and so that is the second thing. I want to start chipping away at all of those school loans. Once that happens, you know, obviously long term, I want to make this full time. I want to build a team. I love leading people. I think that I'm a pretty good leader. And so I want to have girls under me that I can train and that I can pour into and, you know, just help grow their businesses as well. But like truly long term, I see this business being something that I can help produce extra income for my family while staying home with, you know, babies one day. And, you know, really having the opportunity to pour into my kids instead of working, which I'm not saying anything bad about working moms. That's, you know, totally your decision. But for me and my family's, you know, future, that's just what one of my heart's greatest desires are. So yeah, those are all of my questions that I had. Does anybody have any questions for me before I go? No questions? Okay, so really quickly, I have a really big pop-up that is going on tonight. It is at Mimi's Tanning Shack in Knightdale, North Carolina. It's, you know, anybody is welcome to come. You can message me the address if you're in the area and you don't know where that is. But I am going to go get ready for that. I've got to get everything in my car. So thank you guys for sticking around and periscoping with me today. And as always, find me on Facebook at LuLaRoe Meghan Carter. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks.